Hey, everybody. Well, thought I should talk about charcoal filtering since I did some videos on extraction process that are all age restricted. So, probably haven't seen them. But hopefully, this one will go out uh, without age restriction. Let's see if I can pull this one off. So, in this extraction process, um, we can get some things in there in our solution that we don't want. And a real good way to get them out is with the food grade activated charcoal. And so, in those age restricted videos, there's one that or two that shows or talks about putting that charcoal, food grade activated charcoal, into your solution. Now, people are going to want to know, how do you get that out of there? And that's a very interesting question. And I thought we should talk about it because um, it's really it's kiss simple. And you know that's not keep it keep it simple stupid. No, it's not that. Those of you follow along with me, you're the smartest audience there is. So, whenever possible, I always want to keep it stupidly simple. Because if the stupid can get it, us dumb down can own it. And we got to own our authority, right? All right. So, um, the charcoal, how do you get it out? Well, maybe I should explain that there was a guru um, who had been doing this uh, before any of us thought that we could, because government's saying, no, 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 you can't do that, slave. We are administering you, uh, and we all fell for it. Holy cow! Got someone in the chat. Let's have a look. Lou Wei. If I only knew about Proverbs growing up. Amen. Well, we got to learn how to unslave ourselves, and how to be healthy, and how to hold our servants accountable. But anyway, so that's part of what all this charcoal filtering is about, is getting getting you something that's going to be real good for your health. And so there was a guru long, long ago, and he called me one day, and he said, you got to come over here and see what I'm doing. Everybody needs to learn what I'm doing. So I went, and what he had was he he had these he had funnels, big funnels, and 1 inch tube, and the tube was I don't know, 4 feet long, maybe 5 feet long, and he's got his charcoal in a solution, and he's dumped it into these funnels and then down into these tubes, and he's going to let all that charcoal settle, and then he's going to drain it off. Well, apparently that wasn't working for him. Uh, So I'm seeing this before he's got it perfected, but he's very confident that in what he's doing, so much so that, and so excited he wanted to show me, and he ultimately wasn't successful with that. So he got some lab equipment, um, and some filters, and you need to, and these filters are so fine that you have to pump your solution through it. So he's pumping his solution through it, and the charcoal's still going through. It's getting a lot, right? But he's still got charcoal going in there. So that wasn't working for him. So then he thought, I get a centrifuge. No, wait, I got backup. Because no, he did something else. What he did was he said, well, okay. He says, I'm going to take and run the put the charcoal in just a straight solution, no extraction, and I'm going to pump it through, and then I'm only going to use the charcoal that's in the filter, right? So he does that, and then now he's pumping. He's still got charcoal coming through. So that stuff is so fine. That just proved to be something that's not a good way to go, and very frustrating too. So the next time I'm over there, he's got a centrifuge, and he's centrifuging, and then ultimately he gave up. Well, so I want you to know that. Then now, other people have said, I mean, they got their ideas on how to get it out, and so one is after it's settled to siphon it out. Well, maybe to a point, but it's not gonna. You're still gonna end up having trouble. The best thing is you let that settle, and then you're gonna decant. So you're going to have a perfectly clean couple of jars, and you're going to do a pour off. Now, even just the jar's been sitting there. Now you're gonna be touching it. You're gonna move it. You're gonna be taking the lid off of it. You don't want to jar it at all. You want to treat it like it's a nitroglycerin. Yeah. So you move it very without agitating it, right? That your solution's not doing this inside. And then when you go to take that cap off, sometimes that can be on there pretty darn tight if you got it in a mason jar. And if you don't have the strength in your hands to hold that jar perfectly still when that top cracks, you might want to make that a two-man job, where one person is holding that jar with two hands, and then you're holding it with one hand and you're cracking the top, just to minimize any jostling. Then, after you've given it enough time for that charcoal to settle, is when you're going to do this. And you can get about half the jar. If you do this properly, you get about half of that jar into the first container. And then all you're going to do, you're pouring, and all you're going to do is you're just going to back off just a touch, and then move over, and then keep pouring. And then you're going to have charcoal flowing. Don't go too fast. Don't go too slow, and don't be jostling it. And then and then as you start getting towards the bottom, you're gonna have a lot of charcoal coming. So you're gonna stop pouring. And now you're gonna get a little container. And you're gonna pour that into the little container. And then you're gonna let them all sit, every one of them. Now you don't have to wait 30 days now. You don't have to wait 30 days because the charcoal has absorbed chlorophyll and it can absorb certain toxins. So now that it has, it's going to sink faster. So 7 days might be enough, but I want to say 10, and it doesn't hurt to go longer. And today everybody feels like, I mean, instant gratification, give it to me now, I got to have it now. Well, think about this. You don't get a 50-year whiskey without 50 years. You don't get a fine wine without the time. So I'm showing you an extraction process that gets you the highest complement and filtering steps to get you the highest purity that I know how to create. So take your time, because if you don't, it's going to cost you more time. So I'll be back to talk about this more, but I just thought I should talk about this sooner than later. And it's going to be later before I can demonstrate it for you, because the charcoal's got to settle. So, all right, folks, that's what I had on my mind at the moment. I got a few other things on my mind. I might be back this evening with another video. Could be possible. So, yeah, remember over here in Kalkaska, Michigan, the chief of police, the village manager, has no authority over a judge. If you're a judge in Kalkaska, I guess you go out, you can imprison people, you can murder people, you can destroy their lives, you can rape them, and the chief of police has no jurisdiction over that judge. What kind of world are we living in? Well, he said it, YouTube Live. I was in there to tell their department about the corruption in Kalkaska, in the sheriff's department, in the circuit court, the district court, the county clerks, and because I have been so many places with this, and the attacks have been from everywhere. It's gang stalking, it's conspiracy in all sorts. They have disabled me. They have kidnapped me. They have imprisoned me. They have administrated me. A torturous interference in an economic interest on a global level. On and on and on and on and on. There is a lot of on and on and on and on and on. So this has been a real interesting chapter in my life. And so we're just going to keep on bringing it forward. But, I was just into the village police here not too long ago. And I wasn't very, very far into my interview with that one Chief Popaw's officers when Chief Popaw came and interrupted and told me I was just there to argue. Said, I'm telling you nicely to pack up. That was a veiled threat. He says there's no corruption in Kalkaska and he has no authority over a judge. We weren't even discussing a judge yet. So, this is how it is. So that's how it is in Kalkaska. I don't know how it is in your county or your village or your town or your city. Yeah. But that's what we got here. So, anyways, now you know a little bit more about the charcoal filtering. If you're thinking about siphoning, forget it. If you're thinking about microfiltering, forget it. You're just going to let nature do its work. Gravity's going to bring that stuff down. Then you are going to skillfully maneuver it and decant it. And you're not taking the charcoal out. You're leaving the charcoal behind, you see. So don't think about how do I get that charcoal out. Think about how do I deal with that charcoal. You're going to leave it all behind. Now, I'm going to show that to you, but I just thought I'd get out here and explain it. And, skip off on a tangent or two just so it's not such a dry, boring talk. Anyways, I love y'all. Own your authority. I'll be back. I will. All right.